Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Had a really nice weekend. It was pretty enjoyable. Just kind of hung out, relaxed, hung out with family. Really just, grateful to have that time and opportunity to just hang out and really just enjoy the weekend. So I hope everybody else had a similar experience. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Hopefully today or next weekend will be a lot better. Monday, right? I know, how much better can Monday be? Well, hey, we gotta make the best of it. Again, I think I said this a while back in one of my videos. Monday's not everybody's favorite day, but nevertheless, here we are. And once again, if you have subscribed, if you are taking some time out of your life, busy life, to watch this video, if there's anything that I've shared on my channel that's been helpful, or if you've just kind of dabbled and checked it out here and there, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thanks for checking it out. Time is valuable. Time is precious. And so for you to give, this guy some time, I really appreciate it very much. And so I just want to start out by saying that first and foremost. Again, I had a great weekend. Hope everybody did as well. Today, I wanted to talk about something that actually came about this weekend, and it was a really good conversation I had with one of my closest friends. This person's like a brother to me, pretty much like family. Somebody who I really admire, somebody who I can confide in. This is one of those people that if you're fortunate, and I know not everybody is, but if you are fortunate enough to have someone like that in your life, have somebody like that in your circle, there's very few individuals that you might be able to lean on as much as I'm able to lean on this individual. But this is somebody that I can confide in, somebody that I trust. And again, we're not blood related, but this is, a friend that's more like family. And so he and I were hanging out and we were discussing some things, and I don't know how we really ended up getting around to the whole idea behind it or what I'm going to share today. But we were talking about, and because both of us had seen, I don't know if we were watching the same person or it was just the same situation, but we were talking about this video or these videos that we'd seen online, I believe on social media, where, somebody will go to a gas station and, they'll have a gas can, and they're basically going up to random strangers. Not basically, they are going up to random strangers in these videos and asking them for gas. Now, I don't know, to whoever's listening, I don't know where you're from. I don't know what area you live in. I don't want to assume that everybody on here lives in Los Angeles County or, in a big metropolitan area. But in the greater Los Angeles area, or even in the outskirts, and I'm familiar with Southern California because this is where I was born and raised, so I would say throughout Southern California. I'm sure if you go to Central California or Northern California, it's probably the same thing. But you may have or may have not ran into circumstances where you're putting gas and somebody comes either asking for money to put gas, or they may have a gas can and say, excuse me, can I get a gallon of gas, trying to get home or for whatever reason. Now, if you grew up in the city, if you grew up in the suburbs, if you grew up in the outskirts of the city, anywhere in Southern California, 9 times out of 10, you've experienced this before. You've experienced being at a gas station, or maybe even walking into a grocery store, or maybe you're going to get something to eat. There's somebody standing out there, or maybe it's a group of people asking for something for free, asking for some help. And, depending on who you talk to and, how that person sees the world, depending on their experience and just a lot of different things that, I couldn't be totally sure of. I mean, I can only speak from my experience and how I see things. But everybody sees it different. Some people are very reluctant. Some people are very hesitant in giving money or gas, or if someone's asking for food, even buying somebody food. Some people just flat out won't do it. And some of us, we might be the type of person that when we see something like that, kind of tugs at our heart a little. And for whatever reason, if we can, or if we're able to, we want to try to meet that request. So going back to the video, right? And again, I'm not saying this to open up any type of argument or disagreement. If you want to comment on a situation, or if you kind of want to give your take on how you see this type of stuff, that's fine. I'm not here to say, how you feel or how I feel is the right or the wrong way. I'm just sharing, a circumstance and a situation, and just really something that I think is important for us to think about. So if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. And so my friend and I, we're talking about this video that we've seen. Again, I don't know if it's the same one or if we just saw two different videos that were, dealing with the same thing. But in this video, you'll have somebody going up, at a gas station. They have a gas can. They kind of look the part. And again, I don't want to sound condescending or stereotypical, but they make themselves out to look like they might be in a tough spot. I've never been out on the street. I've never had to sleep on a park bench. I've never had to find shelter, in the alleyways or anything like that. So I want to be real careful with what I say, because I've never been in that circumstance, and I feel very fortunate. I feel very blessed and very lucky for that. But not everybody can say that. And so, we tend to look at things, we tend to make judgments based on what we see. So I want to be careful, but essentially this person is looking like they need some help. Like they probably do need a couple gallons of gas or a gallon of gas to get going. Maybe they were just driving, hoping to get from point A to point B. They ran out of gas. Who knows? Or maybe they're just, maybe they just don't feel like paying for their own gas. Like I said, I don't know. But again, if you're from the city or you're from a bigger, metropolitan area, I'm sure that you ran into this circumstance before with a decision to make, right? So anyway, we're talking about this video, and I think it's social media or some type of somebody that's doing this. What's happening is they're going around, they're asking the drivers, random strangers, can you help me out with some gas? Can you help me out with some gas? And again, you're going to get a number of responses. Some people are like, sorry, can't help you. Some people are a little bit annoyed. They're a little bothered that, they're minding their own business, putting their gas, and, I don't want to say the reactions are hostile, but a little, a little rude. Rude, like, hey, get out of here, get away from me. Even, cursing at the person, get the F out of here. Just bothered by the fact that this person would even come to them and ask them for something for free. And that is what they're doing. Okay? That is what they're doing. They're asking for something for free. They're not paying for that gas. They're asking you to pay for it and to help them. Then there are people who, in these videos, will tell the person, yeah, sure, no problem. Let me help you out. And because it's a show, right? Because it's for a purpose, what ends up happening is, you know, again with this video, once this person finds someone who is willing to give them gas, they reward that person. It's something like, hey, you know what? You were the first person that agreed to put gas for me. So tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and fill up your tank, and I'm going to give you, you know, $500 cash or something like that. And I think the whole concept is pretty cool. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. I think we should appreciate people who have that type of generous heart. I think we should appreciate when somebody is willing to give something for nothing to their fellow man, to a person in their community. Again, without asking any questions, without having any type of you know, payback or any type of agreement to, you know, return the funds or to, you know, reimburse them. Just, hey, you need a gallon of gas, I got you. I'll just add it to the gallons I'm putting in my car. So it's beautiful. It's really cool. And it makes us feel good. You know, it kind of makes people like me feel good. Like, wow, that's cool that there's people like that in the world who are willing to give. And that's really cool that there's somebody doing the show who's going to reward that person. But what I want to get at is what my buddy was talking about, because he and I started talking, and I started telling him, you know, hey man, one day I'm gonna have that kind of money. One day I'm gonna be wealthy in that regard, and I plan on doing something like that, because that's the type of person I am. I would love to be able to do that. Again, if you want to know why, the shortest answer from me would be because I've had help, because I've had love, I've had support, I've had guidance my entire life. I feel like I'm wealthy. I feel like I'm rich. So in my mind, in my heart, it makes sense for me to do stuff like that. But my buddy, he took it to the next level, and this is what I'm talking about. He says, yeah, that would be great to do that. But you know what else would be cool? If we rewarded the people who didn't want to give. And I thought, man, that's crazy. You never think about that angle. And I'm talking about the people that, you know, when this person, although it was just for show, approached them and said, hey, can I get a gallon of gas? And that the driver or whatever turns around and tells them, hey, get the F out of here, or, you know, hell no, you can't have anything. He's talking about for those people. Like, if we did a show when it came to those people, we might say something like, hey, you know, there's a camera right here. This is all for show. I don't actually need a gallon of gas. I'm just trying to find out if there's any generous people out there that would be willing to give from their heart, not expecting anything in return. Now, even though you rejected my asking, and again, for whatever reason, this is not a judgment. I'm not saying that's an evil person, that's why they turned them down. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they're short on their funds. Maybe they're like, man, if I give you a gallon of gas, I might come up short this week. We never know people's circumstance. So you can't make assumptions on that end either. And that's what my buddy was teaching me. Like, hey, as much as we feel good about rewarding the people that have done well, what if we also rewarded the people who did not respond in a generous or a helping way? What if we did something like say, hey, you know what, even though you turned me down, and even though you told me to get the F out of here, even though you told me you weren't going to give me a drop of gas, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill your tank up. And in doing so, I hope you'll know that there are people out there who will give to you out of the kindness of their heart. And to know that trying to hoard and trying to keep things and not share and having a limited understanding of giving and receiving, you're just robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself of opportunities to not only help someone else, but to help yourself. And I'm in the understanding that, and I'm of the understanding that if you give, you're also giving to yourself. If you give to others, you're also giving to yourself. And again, that's really the premise, behind these videos. This is my contribution to the community at large. In doing so, this helps me. So I just thought it was a cool conversation. Not only are we rewarding those who are doing well, I think it's good I like those type of shows. I like that type of stuff because it's good to remind people like, hey, the good you're doing, your attitude, your outlook on life, your view of the world, it's appreciated. We need more of that. But it's just as important to acknowledge those who don't see the world that way. And show them that, hey, even though that's not how you see things today, perhaps you'll get enough of these selfless, kind deposits into your life that you'll slowly start to realize the importance of giving to others, even when they can't give you anything back in return. So I thought it was interesting, and I hope that you'll ponder on this idea. Again, if you want to share your thoughts in the comments, feel free to do so. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you would approach the situation. Let me know if you have any ideas for things like that in the future. And again, anything else that you might want to see discussed on this channel in the future, feel free to let me know. But thank you for your time today, and I'll be talking with you again Thursday.